Hey everyone, my name is Yanik Martin. Really quickly, I just wanted to create this YouTube video going over how I was able to get my first AI automation client to pay me $2,500. Okay, so if you don't know about me, my name is Yanik Martin. I work with a few e-commerce companies where I'm partnered with and I handle their business operations. And then I also have an agency, right? So let's dive in. So, just a quick overview about what we're going to be talking about in this video. We're going over the intro, the background, the outreach, the type of clients I'm working with, solutions, lessons, and just the biggest takeaway. So, AI automation, right? What is AI automation? And it could be a plethora of things. People call it SMMA still, people may call it a AAA agency, people may call it AI agency, but the bulk of it is you want to automate business workflow, okay? You want to go in there, talk to a guy or girl, and tell them how you can make their life simpler, how you could save them time, and how you can make them money. If you're able to do one of those two things at least, whether that's saving them time every single day on a repetitive task that is just taking up their time and moving them away from closing those big deals, and or you can make them money in the process, you're going to do great and you're going to have something to sell. So preferably you want to come up with something that could do both, save time and make them some money. So really quickly, let's go into the intro. The first message I ever sent to this person was April 14th, 2016. Like, let me see if I could pull up the messages really quickly. So really quickly, here's that first message. I'm trying not to like show too much information, his name and all that, but it's probably gonna be in there anyway. But here's the first message. As you see here in that first message, it says April 16th right there, and then I got a little hey, okay? So that was April 16th. And, I was excited. This is a manager who is Grammy winning. He's in Hollywood. His Rolodex is crazy. Like, he's just a music manager that grew up. His first artist that he worked with was Jam Master Jay. That's the one that got him into the game. If you don't know, then hip hop don't know you. It's as simple as that. But Jam Master Jay from Run DMC, that's like one of the originators of hip hop, damn near, right? So he's been through the thick of it, and he's worked with Biggie, he's worked with Tupac, he's worked with Mariah Carey, Nipsey Hussle. The amount of talent this guy has worked with goes on, right? So being able to even get that, hey, I was locked in, right? So long story short, that was April 14th, 2016. And he saw a little spark. Okay, I was just trying to sell him on Facebook ads. So since then, the fact that he even said, hey, I was like, yo, I'm not letting this go. And again, I didn't know what offer I was going into, what I was selling, et cetera, et cetera. But every 6 months or so, I was sending a message to this person. Yo, we got to do this. Yo, we got to do this. Yo, we got to do this. Obviously, I was getting on red. But you guys need to know and understand that the money is in the follow up. Okay. So now, fast forward years later, and I sent another message December 17th, 2023. Guys, the first message I ever sent was 2016. Now I sent him a message and he stopped responding, right? So the first message I sent him, December 17th, 2023, I'm now telling him about AI, automations, and growth creators and creating a program to teach people. When I tell you he was eating this up, he was all ears now, he was responding to every message. That shows you guys the importance of having a great offer. If you don't have a good offer, it doesn't matter how many messages that you send, nobody is going to respond, listen, or care. So number one thing you guys should take away from this video is you need to have a great offer. You need something that they want. And yeah, so the second I sent that message, I sent him a message and I also sent him a Loom video to his email going over everything. And once he got that email, he saw the Loom, he was ready. He was contacting me, yo, let's get started, let's get started, let's get started. Now, it wasn't until about a month later, January 2nd, where we finally were able to, not even a month later, 2, 3 weeks, but we were able to finally finalize things and get started. So for this client, being that it was the first time, labeling it as AI, growth creation, whatever, I was like, yo, let's just work for free and we'll just do a revenue share. Usually I don't recommend just taking straight revenue. I always recommend getting, even if it's $500 or $1,000, one, because it makes sure that it makes sure that they work with you and they stay on top of it. If you're doing $0, they have no skin in the game, right? So if you're doing even $500, $1,000, they're gonna make sure that you get them what they want. When you text them, they'll respond. Everything, things just work better when there's a little upfront money. But this guy, his Rolodex is crazy. The type of person he is crazy. Like, I'm just learning from him. I could just soak up so much game and so much knowledge. I was like, hey, let's go on a partnership deal, and then I'll take a rev share, right? So, and it's been working out great. Okay, so the amount of money that's coming in monthly through the rev share deal now has been great. So, where was I? That's how I got my first client with AI automation is by going after someone that has over 200,000 followers, and they have all this knowledge that they could be teaching to people for a monthly subscription base, but they just weren't doing it. They didn't know how to set it up. They didn't know if people wanted it, right? So I come in, set everything up, give them the play, and then we go from there. So now from there, I'm now working with someone who is a legend in the game. In terms of music managers, he's up there as a legend in the game. Okay. And again, the people he's worked with is crazy. The people that know him is crazy. The people that he knows is crazy, right? He's in Hollywood. He's in the thick of it. So realistically, as long as I have a good offer, I could hit him up to contact any artist, celebrities, sports athletes, anybody I really need, right? So I don't do that because I'm not gonna step on his toes like that. But the possibility is there. If we want to make money together, is there now. So now that I have him, come February 1st, and again, I was just working with him. I have my other clients on the back end, so I'm not going all in with the outreach at this point. So February 1st comes around, and I reach out to another artist, right? I already have one person in the music industry, so let me reach out to another person who does music, right? They have a smaller following, but I love the sound of their music. It was great music, but they're just not doing enough. They're not putting in enough inputs every day consistently. If you're posting 4 times a month on TikTok, you got 4 opportunities out of 30 days for someone to see you. That's crazy. Imagine if you were able to post 1 to 5 times a day, right? If you're posting 5 shorts a day on those various social medias, people are going to be able to see you. That's 150 opportunities just on one platform, right? If you're only posting on TikTok, 5 times 30, that's 150 opportunities per day that someone is now able to see you, listen to your music, and then go through your funnel. Listen to your videos on YouTube, go through your merchandise funnel, go through your album funnels, whatever the case may be. Okay. So that's one for all the new artists out there and people that are trying to gain exposure. That's one of the main things you have to do is just post more. Artists, we hopped on a phone call, and then from there we closed the deal for $2,500 for me to take his long form content. So the main methods of outreach that I was utilizing is just Instagram DMs, email, and then cell phones, right? So I contact them on Instagram. I would usually get their email at least so that way I could send them a Loom video, and then I'll also try and get their phone, right? So now I have 3 places where I can contact them. I can contact them on Instagram. If they dodge you there, you could send them an email. If they dodge you there, you could send them a text, right? So you want to have multiple touch points in places where you can contact these people and send them value, okay? So for all intents and purposes, the clients that I was going after primarily had a large audience. They were music managers, producers, and then I also work now with local service business owners, right? So I have a general contractor and a plumber that I work with. So when you guys are reaching out, you need to understand that every problem has a solution. What is that person's current problem, right? And what is the solution for that? If you don't know what their current problem is, hop on a call with them, send out messages, talk to these people, see what their problems are, and figure out how you can fix it. That's where you make the money, is by fixing problems. Okay. So client one, he was a music manager. He has hundreds of platinum plaques on his wall at home that he's attributed to gold, etc., diamond, all that shit, bro. He has all that. He's been in the game since Jam Master Jay, Run DMC, that Biggie, Tupac era, all that. Like, he's been in the game. He was working with the late Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, and all that. So he's in the game. Okay. So he knows the ins and outs of the music industry. He was a tour manager. He worked for various record labels. He was artist manager. He's been in the game. So what does this mean? How can we take all this knowledge, all this experience, all this expertise, and give it to people who are misguided, misrepresented, and don't know the music game as well as he does? Some people have great music, but no one's hearing it. Some people have terrible music and everybody's hearing it, right? So he lets you know how to go about exposure. And on top of that, what everyone really wants to know, understand, and learn is how to make money off their music. Okay. So it seemed really simple play, right? We created a community for producers, engineers, music artists, songwriters, managers, and we show them how they can make money in the music industry through things like music syncs. If you don't know what music sync is, that's just getting your music into movies, into video games, into television shows, television series, things like that. Licensing. You know, Christmas is coming up around the corner. When you go to the mall, you're gonna hear Mariah Carey. Every time Mariah Carey comes on, she gets a check. Okay, she makes millions of dollars through music licensing. You can get paid through songwriting. You can get paid through streaming. You can get paid through social media. You can get paid by going on tour. You can get paid by selling merchandise. But the thing is, a lot of these artists, right? They only know how to make music, and that's fine. As an artist, they should focus on making music, but how are they able to build a team behind them to get them to where they need to be? If they're not focusing on music and they're focusing on everything but the music, their artistic expression, the quality of the music is going to suffer, right? And as a result, it doesn't matter what you do. If your product is a two piece of ass, nobody wants it. Okay. So we're showing people in this community how to build teams using virtual assistants, right? From all over the world. You guys could hire virtual assistants, $3, $4, $5 an hour and get them to do whatever you need to do as long as you've done it correctly and you know how to tell them what to do. We show them various automations. We show them tools such as Opus Clips AI so that they could take their long form content and into short form. So realistically, it's just a community from a legend in the game who's been with people and showing the modern day generation how to be next up. Okay. So, and client two, that was exactly what he needed. So he needed more exposure. To me, his music is great. It's some of the better music that I've heard personally. You know, a lot of time when my friends say, "Hey, listen to my music," I'll listen to their music. The real question is, right? Like when they're telling me, "Oh, I'm gonna be the next Michael Jackson and be on tour," that's when I'm like, "Whoa, buddy, whoa!" Like I was being nice before. I didn't know you was liking it that much. That's why I'm like, relax. But when I play your music in the car by myself without you having to ask me, that's when I think your music is great. And this was an artist where I was listening to his music, windows down, bumping it, as I'm driving through the streets. Okay, so this is an artist that I think his music was great, but he wasn't putting out anywhere near enough content. You got an Instagram that hasn't been posted in 30 days. That's a problem. You got a TikTok that hasn't been posted on in 15 days. That's a problem. You have a YouTube video where your last video was 2 months ago. That's a huge fucking problem. Okay, we need to alleviate this. How do we alleviate this problem? Is we see you have content on YouTube, you got 30 plus videos, that all needs to be recycled, reused, and post on all these other socials. When you guys go outside, you see people on their phones, they're probably just on social media or scrolling through, their email so they don't look lonely or something, right? Everyone, it's kind of sickening. Like when you just go outside and just look at people what they're doing, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, it's YouTube, and you're like that's what everybody's doing. That's where everybody's attention is. It's insane, right? So why aren't you there? Why isn't your video being posted 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 times a day? That's a question I don't understand. So for this client, what we did is, you guys may have heard of it as the Tate method. Tate, he has all his clips. People will go in, they'll clip it and make all these accounts and make money that way. But so what I did for him, me and the virtual assistant team, I'll take all his videos off YouTube, uh, put it in a program such as Opus.ai, OpusPro.ai, Opus Clips, whatever it's called, and we convert that long form content into short form content. Okay, great. And then from there, we have automations and we utilize Zapier, ChatGPT, help us come up with captions to which we then will rewrite to make it sound extremely human, make it sound like it was written by a human and not AI. And then we have those automations that will go and post up all these clips on a few different accounts on various different social medias, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. Doing that increases your chance of exposure so much more. Okay. And it's better than ads because once the ads stop for this particular use case, once the ads stop, that's it. He's done. He spent $2,500 that month. He got his 50,000 views on YouTube or whatever, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 views on YouTube. That's it. These people aren't coming back. They're gone. Whereas these clips, these YouTube videos, this content, it's here forever. There's always a chance for where it could reemerge or repop up, and people will see it and then be able to go through his music funnel and become a fan. So I'm sure majority of you people are not working with artists, musicians, and I do not recommend that as a niche, whatever you call it. It's just what was presented to me, right? So if something's presented to you, take it, work with it. If you find out you like it, go all in on that niche. Keep going, keep working with that. If your friend is a plumber, work with plumbers, contact plumbers and go after them. Okay. And then from there, you could, maybe add general contractors, but you don't want to realistically be all over the place. Ideally, you want to stick within one niche, right? So what are some of the lessons that I've learned while utilizing more AI, more automations? Uh, the main thing is there are no shortcuts. Ladies and gentlemen, this is someone that I have been contacting since 2016. I don't think you understand how crazy that is. There are no shortcuts. That's one. Two, the money's in the follow up. If you're not following up, I was messaging this guy from 2016. He's very high leverage, right? He knows a lot of people. He's at a lot of Hollywood celebrity parties, Michael Rubin party, all that stuff. It's hard for me to get in contact with him. So if you're not following up, you're not getting no money. Okay, it's that simple. On top of that, if you don't have a great offer, you're not getting any money. If you're not selling what the people want, you're not getting any money. When he heard AI, when he heard automations and how he's able to take back from the business, right? And go live his life. Because again, he's been in this game for 20, 30, 40 years now. He's not, you get to a certain point to where you don't want to do that hustle anymore. This guy was on the road with gangster rappers and going on tour and being a manager. When you're a manager, you're basically an adult babysitter. So stuff gets tiring after a while. So now I'm able to help him alleviate some of that pressure, alleviate some of that pain, and automate certain processes so that he can enjoy his life, and start really living off the fruits of his labor, right? Because again, he spent his younger years. I've seen it. I met this guy when I was a kid, when I was young, and that's how I even knew about him, right? The dude is a hustler. He just works. Now, 20, 30, 40 years later, he wants to enjoy just a little bit of that, just a little bit. So AI automations, these are offers that he enjoys, that he loves, and that's how I got him to finally respond to me from 2016 to 2023. That's how long it took. But I stay consistent. I always followed up with people. So obviously, if you're working with other people, it's not going to take that long. Okay. And also just understand that it's you versus you. You can get discouraged, you can quit, but if you're not following up with people, if you're not reaching out on the right platforms, right? So if you're looking for local service businesses and you're trying to hit them up on Instagram, you might have a tough time. But if you hit them up on LinkedIn, or even better, do a cold call or some cold emails with, or following up, you're going to win. If you're going after agency owners, course creators, uh, things like that, you want to reach out to them on Instagram, on Twitter. If you're going after local service businesses, you want to call them, right? If you're going after a business, go on LinkedIn. So understand where your client likes to hang out, I'd say, and then contact them that way. So I know this video is very long, and I just want to say the absolute biggest takeaway that you need to take from this video is what I think is simple. I also think it's the reason why I'm able to rent an extra place in Atlanta, but I don't own this entire building, right? It's very simple. You need to get off YouTube and do the work. For the longest time, I was constantly just watching YouTube and not doing the work, right? I was buying courses and not investing in my business. Like, as you get older, you're going to realize how stupid some of the actions that you took. Oh, let me just watch this YouTube video. Oh, there's one more question I have. No, it's as simple as, if you're doing DMs, you need to DM every single day 150 people, 100 cold, and 50 follow up every single day. If you don't have the time to do that, get a job, right? And hire a virtual assistant for $3 to $4 per hour. You can go work at McDonald's, and within your first hour or your first 2 hours, you'll have enough money to pay your virtual assistant to work a 4 hour shift for you, which is an entire day of doing cold calls, cold DMs, or whatever. That right there to me is so much better than staying at home, taking L's all day, and just learning shit yourself. You can go get a sales job, get paid to learn, and then pay someone and then take what you're learning and implement that into someone else who's working on your business 24/7. Guys, if you go to work, if you leave your house, if you go have fun and your business isn't still in motion, you don't have a business, right? It's just you working. So get off YouTube, stop watching everything, and start producing. You notice you're watching all these videos, but you're not creating any videos. You notice you're on social media, but you're not seeing yourself on social media, right? So get off YouTube and just do the work. I promise you will get a lot further than you think. That's been my biggest takeaway. And looking back, yeah, I was doing the work, but I wasn't doing anywhere near enough. I would send 100 DMs a week and not follow up and think I'm doing the work. When the guy next to you, he's sending 2, 3, 400 DMs a day and following up. Who do you think is going to win? Volume negates luck. Inputs gives you your outputs that you want, and consistency turns your dreams into realities. Okay, so my name is Yanik Martin. If you guys like what you saw today in the video, I'd really appreciate a like, comment, subscribe, anything to let me know that you do appreciate it. I also have a community where it's just right now, it's just people who are involved in ecom, agencies, whatever. And I'm just, any questions they have, I'm answering it. So you could check the link below and you'll be able to go in there and just ask a question and, just build relationships with other people, right? So the more people you know in life, the easier life can become because they can reference you to other people. You can reference them and you guys will make money and be happy together. So really quickly, thank you for watching this video and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Yanik out. Peace.